Peace. What's good, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's talk about and discuss NXT for September the 20th, 2022. This show was not good. It was a fucking train wreck. Shawn Michaels, what the fuck are you doing? 8 matches. 8 matches. Bruh. Calm down. Really. Shawn, calm the fuck down. Please. 8 matches? No, sir. No, sir. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below. Alright. We're going to talk about the Solo Sikoa fuckery at the end, as well as War Games being at Survivor Series for a little bit. Alright, so first match of the night, match 1. Part 2 of the best of 3 series. Nathan Frazier versus Axiom. So Frazier wins. Who really cares? It doesn't really matter. Like, what's the whole point of this? You know? Are they going to become a tag team? Is there championship implications involved? You know, what's going to happen after the third match? I mean, what's going to happen? What? Something has to happen. If nothing happens, then it's all for naught. It's just a waste of time. Moving on. So, Alba Fire, she cuts a promo saying that Mandy has an impressive title reign. It's been historic. And she looked through Rose's soul last week, and Rose knows that Fire is the one to take the title from her. And then Fire also says she'll burn Rose's empire to the ground. So then Mandy, she's backstage looking at the promo, being all nonchalant about it, and says that she's not concerned about Alba Fire, and she's going to take care of Fallon Henley next week, and then she'll deal with Alba at a later date, preferably probably Halloween Havoc, and then she motivates Gigi and JC. Next, second match. Toxic Attraction featuring JC Jane and Gigi Dolan taking on Tatum Paxley and Ivy Nile. Toxic, they win. I feel bad for Ivy Nile and Paxley. I do. I hate the name Tatum Paxley. I just don't like them. It's just not good. They gotta come up with a new name for her. Although I'm digging the mask that she's wearing, kind of cool. I like it. She's probably still wrestling injured. She'll probably end up taking it off in due time. If not, that'd be a pretty cool little gimmick to have, I would say. Moving on. We have Joe Gacy. So Gacy and the Dyad, they're out. So Schism, they said it's time to pick a side. There's no turning the other cheek anymore. Not sitting under the shade of the Schism's tree now. Fans, they can't shut the hell up. And then Reed, he says that you all been warned. Fowler says that those who are brave enough to walk with them and sit. Fowler says those who are brave enough to walk with them and sit under their tree, the Schism will never abandon you. We will only hold you tighter in our arms. Then Reed continues on and says, the road to peace and exclusive. exclusivity or whatever is bumpy. Inclusivity, the road to that is bumpy, and they're here to make the world a better place. And then Gacy says, "You brought this on yourselves. Change can be scary, but we've given you ample time to accept the change. Now, whether you like it or not, you accept this, you'll see the world through our eyes." And then Gacy says that Kevin Grimes had multiple chances. And Gacy's been far more than patient and generous. He's tried reasoning, compassion, but it all seems this world is, but it seems this world only responds to a firm hand. And then Gacy says Grimes made a life-altering decision. To him and anyone else who refuses to listen, the wrath of the schism is imminent. And then out comes Inoue and Blade. So that sets up an impromptu match, which I fucking hate. And there was a bunch of those on the show. So Schism, they win, aka the Dyad, they win. And there was also a crazy hugging spot in the match as well. I was like, what the fuck? So Wendy Choo versus Cora Jade. Cora Jade wins. That's match number 4. There was also a vignette being played about Roxanne Perez, saying that spending time with Meiko Satomura made her stronger, tougher, and that when she sees Cora Jade, she's going to be ready for her. And it's just like, who really cares? Roxy needs a better character. She's got to develop her character a little bit more. She'll probably end up facing Cora at Halloween Havoc. So, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, they're backstage. Trick says what happened last week is over. And this week is a new day because you're Carmelo Hayes. And Hayes agrees. He walks off. So, come back from the break. We get a vignette for the debut of Oro Mensah. And so he's going to be qualifying for the North American Championship. So Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, they're out next. They cut promos. Trick says he tells everyone to shut their mouths so the A champion can speak. Trick brings up attention to what happened last week and tells Hayes to talk his talk. Hayes says vote or no vote. He's the biggest superstar in NXT, period. And then he says he's talking about people preying on his downfall. He wants the person who played Solo's music, the referee, the timekeeper to lose their jobs. Everyone involved to lose their jobs. Hayes doesn't care about what bloodline Solo comes from. Solo came into Hayes' house and took everything that belongs to him. Hayes doesn't care how you flip it. He's still the A's champion. And then out comes Andre Chase, Brody Hayward, and Thea Hale Chase U. So this sets up another impromptu match. Trick and Mello versus Chase University. So Chase U wins via the roll-up. That pissed me off. So Carmella ate a pin. Like, what the fuck? He's eaten pins twice. It doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. Like what the fuck? It seems like he's on his way out. Next, Sangha versus Von Wagner. Couldn't give a single fuck. Von Wagner wins. I fucking hate Von Wagner. He sucks. Shawn, please get him off our TV screens. Please. Please. We get a video package from Wesley. He admits that Trick and Williams did a number on him last week. But he's medically cleared and is more than ready to qualify for the ladder match at Halloween Havoc. Lee says there's a rumor going around on how he had the chance to not even qualify. And this is true, but he refuses to have special treatment. Lee says the WWE Universe trusted him to walk out with the NXT North American Championship last week. And he feels like he let the fans down. And Lee says he's going to earn it now. Moments later, Stax comes into play. Says that Wesley should have took the bye. And that he's going to regret his decision. And he's going to be taking on the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo. So this makes no sense here. Wesley should be pissed. Wesley got his ass completely beat last week. I don't know why he didn't show up with any fire or intensity or passion to whoop some ass from Mello and Trick Williams. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't fucking know. Hopefully he loses next week to Tony D'Angelo. That's just me. I'm not a fan of Wesley. He's only good in a tag team. I'm just being honest. Let's just be real here. He's okay, but you know, that's where it stops. He's not a singles guy. Fifth match. Grayson Waller versus Mensa. So Oro Mensa wins. Apollo and his bloody eye, he appears, distracts Waller, who's about to go for his stunner, where he goes on the outside. So Apollo's eye starts bleeding. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you gotta get that shit checked out, bro. Like, real talk, man. What the fuck are you doing, man? So, Oro Mensa, he qualifies. Oro Mensa, he's good, but he has no character. He needs a character. He's bland. You know, he's just another Wesley. Basically, in my opinion, he's just another Wesley. Malik Blade and Idris Inufe. He's in that category. They're all kind of the same, just with different names. Just being honest. Needs a character. The Creed brothers, so they're backstage and they're working out. They're having a little tiff over who's going to kick Damon Kemp's ass. It ends up being Brutus. Earlier on in the show, Damon, he cuts another vignette saying that it was him all along. He's the one who took the bribe and money of Tony D. And so he's the one who took out Roddy. He's put all the beans. You know, he took out Roddy. He took out. He turned his back on Diamond Mine, and then towards the end of his promo, he put an X over the Diamond Mine hoodie, and took it off. So kind of interesting. And then he issued out a challenge to the Creed brothers, but he's going to take them on one at a time. So he said, you can argue amongst yourselves. So that's interesting to see where that goes. I'm excited for that. And then main event, Bate versus JD McDonagh. Tyler Bate loses. JD wins via the Devil Inside. Post-match, oh yeah, during this match, Bron Breakker was on commentary. Pretty cool. During this match, JD's working babyface moves. You know, for whatever reason, I have no idea why. He's doing like 450s. He did a couple of there was a bunch of pinfalls and stuff in the match earlier on. Match was kind of slow, but it was indie as fuck. I just didn't like it. Post-match, out comes ILJA Dragunov. They changed his theme, which I don't like. I don't see why. I loved his original theme. And then Breakker, he stares down both ILJA and JD McDonagh. So it's going to be a triple threat match, more than likely at Halloween Havoc, with Breaker winning. I think who's going to end up dethroning Breaker is probably going to be, I did say Apollo Crews. I've said that quite a few times, but I wouldn't mind it being, I wouldn't mind it being Carmelo Hayes. Also, Cameron Grimes, he's going to take on Joe Gacy next week. I kind of wish they would have said that for Halloween Havoc, but like you can still continue to build up the story instead of just giving it away for free on TV. I guess they might do like a little fuck finish and then kind of run it back on Halloween Havoc, which I hope they do. Now, let's talk about what started the show. So, Shawn Michaels was backstage with Solo Sikoa and Carmelo Hayes. So Carmelo Hayes, he was knocking on someone's office door. So we see Solo Sikoa. So Shawn Michaels is there. So they're actually in his office. So Solo and Hayes, they're arguing. Michael says that we're not doing this at this time. He gives them props for last week's match, and he says he appreciates Solo for working the match to fill in for Wesley. But because Solo wasn't the person the fans voted for last week, the match can't stand. Michaels asked Solo to hand over the title. He says that he's done it before, and he knows that that it sucks. Michaels gives Solo props for what he's done in NXT over the last year, and wishes him the best, whether he goes to Raw or SmackDown or wherever he goes. Solo says he's had some unfinished business to handle in NXT. Solo then says he told Hayes last week. He tells Solo. Solo says that he tells Hayes he had next, and then Solo he dips out, and then Melo he continues to talk some more trash, and then Carmelo he asked Michaels to hand over the strap to him. Michaels is like, nah, not gonna happen. He tried to outsmart the system and got burned. And then Michael says he respects Hayes for being cocky and arrogant, but he told him anytime he thinks that he's bigger than the business will slap him in the face, and that's what happened. And then Michael says that it's going to be a 5-man ladder match for the vacated NXT North American Championship at Halloween Havoc. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So this is all for naught. It makes no sense. Carmelo's not going to win. Solo looks like a dumb fool for not whooping Shawn Michaels' ass for doing this. It doesn't make any sense. This completely fucks up the bloodline. While Roman and the Usos have gold, Solo no longer has gold, and Sammy, who's an honorary Us, doesn't have gold either. And there's no way they're going to give Solo the U.S. or Intercontinental Championship. It's not going to happen. He's not beating Gunther, and he's not beating Lashley. Not going to happen. So why do this? Why do this? This is a waste of everyone's time. What the fuck? Like, this makes no sense. Why would Shawn Michaels do this? This absolutely makes no sense. It's completely foolish. Completely foolish. This could have been fun. This could have been extremely fun. We just saw Solo successfully defend the title against Madcap Moss in a really good match last week in front of 2 million people. Because SmackDown pulled a 2 million rating last week. It's like a 2 point something last week. I'm not sure if it's like a 2-1. I gotta go back and check. I believe they pulled like close to a 2-1 last week. But it's all for naught. And there's no way that you can rectify this. Now, does this mean that come Friday on SmackDown that Roman's going to be pissed and say, hey, man, look, we're going to have to pay Shawn Michaels a visit? Does that mean he's going to get involved in the Bloodline storyline? We don't know. Hopefully, it does happen. But this is just foolish. I feel bad for Carmelo Hayes. I feel bad for Solo Sikoa most of all. Because Solo was one of the most over guys on the NXT roster. Even more so over than Bron Breakker. Bron's like a close second babyface. But Solo was the most over babyface on that entire roster. And the fact that he's done like that, it just doesn't make sense, and it doesn't sit right with me. I just don't know why Shawn Michaels did that. I really don't know. It boggles my mind. And stuff like this pisses me off, because this could have been extremely fun. You could have had it where he defended the championship on Raw and SmackDown and NXT. You know, just float across all three brands and do it like that, and then eventually have him lose to somebody. I don't know to who, but that could have been fun, and that's really what should have happened. I don't know. It all depends on what happens on Friday. All depends. But this is not good. This is not a smart decision. Shawn Michaels can do better than this. He can do better than this. I don't even think that Vince will do this. And this whole impromptu title, I mean, these whole impromptu matches, that shit needs to stop too. 8 matches? No. What the fuck? This isn't a pay-per-view. You have 2 hours of programming to fill. You don't need to have 8 matches. You could have easily cut off at least half of those matches. Seriously. We didn't need Schism versus Malik Blade and Idris Enofe. We didn't need Toxic Attraction versus Ivy Nile and Tayton Paxley. We didn't need that. We didn't need Wendy Chu and Cora Jade. I forgot to mention that Last Legend attacked Wendy after her match with Cora Jade. But it's just stuff that we didn't need. And then also in the main event scene, what are they going to do now? You know? We know Bron Breakker's going to win. They'll probably end up adding Tyler Bate into the mix again. And there'll be a fatal 4-way, probably. That's probably where we'll go, hopefully. But I don't know, man. NXT just wasn't good this week. It just wasn't. Especially with what happened with Solo and Carmelo Hayes. That shit ain't good. That's not good booking right there. That's shitty booking. Like, not even trying. So, like, neither guy should be put in that situation. And instead of Carmelo Hayes having a match, Trick Williams and Carmelo should have beat the shit out of Enofe and Idris. I mean, no, they should beat the shit out of Chase U. You know, and have Carmelo cut like a really good promo. I don't know. I don't even know what you do with Carmelo. I mean, he's jobbed out twice to Andre Chase, and then last week to Solo Sikoa. So, where do we go from here? I don't know. I guess maybe after Halloween Havoc, have him be the one send Bron up to the main roster whenever they do their next takeover. All right, so speaking of takeover, let's talk about War Games being at Survivor Series. It's okay, but it's not needed. There's not going to be any blood involved. We're going to have 2, and it's going to be super long. So with 2 War Games matches, you're probably looking at an hour apiece. Probably not with the women. With the women, you're probably looking at about maybe 45. with the men probably an hour. And to me, I say it's not needed. You should kind of get away with one, but I'm more focused on the traditional aspect of Survivor Series. Although you could give us like one traditional 5-on-5 women's match, Damage Control, and 2 other people versus Bianca and her girls, Alexa Bliss and Asuka. I don't know who you put on those. I don't know the other people you put on those teams. And then on the men's side, you can do like the Bloodline, everyone in the Bloodline versus whoever they can come up with. But I don't know, man. I'm not really excited for War Games. It's an okay concept, but it's not needed on the main roster. It should have just been an NXT staple, and it should have stayed there. That's what they could have done. That's just, kind of how I feel. So, on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for my videos. Shawn Michaels, man, you gotta do better. This show could have been better. 8 matches? Nah, dog. We can't do that shit. I'm out.
To the